to Dimdin Podcast, the podcast that explores real stories about what it means to be an African abroad. From navigating identity challenges to stereotypes, we dive deep into the misconceptions, assumptions, and daily frustrations that Africans face in the diaspora, in schools, at home, at work, and within the community. Whether you were born or reside outside the continent, or just curious about the complex layers of the African diaspora, this is your space to hear the truth. Unapologetic, unfiltered, and sometimes even a little uncomfortable. Enjoy the rest of the episode with your favorite host, Becca, the Sierra-Nadian.
Well, hello again to all you Dimdinians. I am your favorite host, Becca, aka the Sierra-Nadian. Today I have with me a lady that genuinely, literally has the voice of an angel. I have heard her sing at least twice, aside from the social media snippets that I hear. And every time when I tell you, when she opens her mouth to sing, you have no choice but to keep quiet and just listen and watch your body do things that you don't know it's possible. I'm not exaggerating, I promise you. Today, we are going to have a conversation with the very beautiful Riwo. Riwo is a Nigerian-born, Edmonton-based singer, songwriter, vocal composer, and arranger. She is the lead vocalist of the band Malafric and has performed with various artists in Canada since she moved here in 2015. With a passion for sharing her own stories, she delves into neo-soul, R&B, and Afro-jazz genres, curating her own distinct voice with each record released. And when I tell you she has a distinct voice, I am not joking. And each live performance, using music as the catalyst for new healing journeys, Riwo facilitates an atmosphere of connectivity, life, and a sense of homecoming for her audience. I have witnessed that. One of her biggest goals in life is for her music to bring unity in the diversity of our crazy world. Welcome to the Dimdin Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so humbled to have you here. Oh my goodness.
This is awesome.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think that was everything. That was pretty well done. Okay, I appreciate it.
Anything you want to add that we need to know about you?
I have music out. Like I've released some stuff, so go check it out. I'm really listen to music, I think.
To collaborate with, what's his name? Wandering,
yes.
I think that was the first time ever I heard you sing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the most recent was at the, when African women are
brunch, yeah. With Titi Lope.
Yeah. My heart. I still remember their performance, and I was just like, that lady can sing. She can sing.
Thank you.
But let's start from home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What part of Nigeria are you from, and how has your upbringing influenced your personality and music?
That's a great question.
And a loaded one.
So I'm from the south. I'm from Delta States, Nigeria. So it's south. We call it south in Nigeria. But I grew up in Port Harcourt, which is also in the south. Grew up in River State. How has my upbringing influenced my personality and my music. So my family is very musical. I grew up listening to everything. My parents, like my siblings and I were talking the other day about how much, like there are some songs we try to remember, oh, who sang this song? And then we go through the list of all the things my mom used to play until we land on the right one. So like from country to R&B to blues. My mom loved Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, that kind of music with Evangelos. Lionel Richie. So I would listen to a lot of things. I listen to a lot of different kinds of things. And then I have an uncle who's like very deep into opera. So like I grew up around opera music as well. Then I had cousins who loved hip hop. So like that's how I got into like hip hop and mostly R&B. So it was just like everyone had like a different kind of taste. So that greatly influenced my siblings and mine, my interest in music and just listening to everything and enjoying a piece of everything. I think that still translates today. I was also raised in a Christian household and I'm still a Christian, still believe in God, and that you see that in some of my writing. In a lot of my writing. You can hear where the faith actually comes through. As far as my personality, I think I've always been, I'm outspoken when I need to be, but I'm also very reserved. I'm the first I'm the first girl, so it's like I had to be responsible quickly.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Like you have to grow up quickly, take care of your siblings, all that stuff. So I think that as an adult it almost translates to, oh, she's shy. I'm shy for the most part, but I'm also just like reserved and quiet and introverted. I know some people who've seen me like at like bigger shows like with Netflix, it doesn't make sense that I am
Like
this quiet.
like that person.
Yeah. It's like I'm a different person on stage, but like for the most part, like when I'm comfortable, yes, I can be loud and like playful and all that stuff. But I think because I had to be grown up and matured very quickly, I just like I enter a room and I keep quiet and I observe first, and then
You take
as I get comfortable, yes,
and decide what information I want to get.
Exactly. Yeah, and then like the more comfortable I am around people, the more you see more of my personality adjust. As far as like my music, I am heavily influenced by what I grew up listening to, but my writing is, this is like this is a very interesting fun fact. My writing was very influenced by Kurt Franklin when I grew up, like when I was younger. Yeah, Kurt Franklin. I grew up like, I remember the first time I actually listened, because as a songwriter, I think when you hear a song, the first thing you hear is the words, the lyrics. I remember the first time I was maybe 6 or 7, and I can't remember what song it was. It was a Kurt song. I think it was either Stomp or Revelation. But anyway, I remember listening to the lyrics and I'm, this is great. This is fun. Like I didn't know Christian music could be fun.
Right. And he made
could be
that.
real. Yeah. And like there's another album where there's a bunch of slow songs where it's like, but he's talking about real things. It's not always, oh thank you God, or like great, God is awesome, which he is. Don't get me wrong. Because like to have a writer write so real and so like human was very interesting to me. So heavily on the songwriting, Kirk was like a big influence. And then Whitney Houston, I grew up listening to, and just like immediately falling in love. And then at some point when Jennifer Hudson like came out, Idols and Dream Girls, I'm like, I know I want to sound like this. Like, that's a huge compliment. But yeah, so
it's true.
Yeah, so this is like where, yes, all the stuff I grew up listening to, and then when I started writing, these are all the kinds of like music and sounds and artists that I pulled from, I think. Yeah.
You have a very impressive list of artists that you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
How young would you say you were? Like what would be your earliest memory of music? How young would you have been?
That's a great question. So I answered in 2 ways. My mom told me when I was a baby. Baby. I started walking, talking. I used to cry a lot. So if they wanted me to shut up, they will put on like Sesame Street, specifically a part where they're singing. One Little Star, I think, was a song, but I don't remember. This was in like 98, maybe 99. I don't know what year, but like 90s, like late 90s.
They're gonna catch you. Hey.
It's died. I'm alive. I'm not patient. But like my mom would put on Sesame Street, specifically a part where they're singing, and I would just like be mesmerized and in awe, and like before like they know it, I'm done.
You're
Eating.
done crying.
I'm done crying and eating. It's all good. But I don't really remember much of that. I remember like there was one time I was on a plane and I played that specific episode and I was like, oh, this seems so familiar. But like obviously the memory is not clear. But my earliest actual memory of music will probably be on the radio in the car on the way to school. And I noticed at a really young age that I like anytime a song came on, I would hear the words. Like the words are always very clear to me.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, like it didn't matter what the song was, it didn't matter the genre. And I think even now in my adulthood, if I hear a song where I don't really understand the words, like I have a problem. Like I need to figure out what they're saying. Yeah.
Storyline.
Right.
That is storyline.
Yeah, especially if I'm enjoying it. Like I need to know what they're saying.
So if you listen to the whole story.
Yeah, exactly. I need to find it. So I think that would be my earliest memory. Like on the radio on my way to school. It was always some R&B song. It was always R&B, or like on Sundays it was gospel, but like on my way to school it was always like an R&B or like an Afrobeat song. I grew up in Nigeria, so so Afro is everywhere.
Nigeria.
So I think that'd be my earliest memory of like listening to music and enjoying it, and like knowing this is something I enjoy and I want to do with my life. And so yeah.
See, and that was my next question. And at what point did it become more than just a hobby?
That's a tough one, because when you're raised in an African home, there's like a handful of careers. That you go through first. So one thing I always knew I wanted to be an engineer. I always knew that. So in Nigeria, we have it such that it's like they separate it when you get to high school with science, arts, and commercial or finance class. I was always a science girly. Like I knew I wanted to do engineering.
Like
math. I loved math. Math and science. When I came to Canada, I was like, okay, this career path is not working out. So first of all, I did computer science. Because they gave me a scholarship at U of A, like a small scholarship. I think they were trying to get a lot of women in STEM, and like I was great at computer science back home, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take it. So that's how engineering kind of died down. Computing science, when I started, I just was not enjoying it, wasn't doing well. I'm like, I need to find something. So I tried to do music in school, but because my grades from comp sci were not really good, I didn't get into Nokia. I didn't even let me audition. I didn't even see that far. which is fine. Yeah, it's fair. In a lot of ways, I'm grateful I didn't do music in school, because maybe I would have it would have become like this chore and this like really hard thing. Because school was kind of tough for me when I first moved here. So I think my whole life it was this hobby, this thing that I think my parents knew from a very early on. This girl likes music and she enjoys singing. So one thing I'm grateful for is my parents never stifled my sound, so like my singing and music. They even when I was struggling in school, because like I moved here 2015. My freak started 2016. So like I started performing November 2015. I moved here in August.
You even before moving here,
that
you'd like
I wanted to do music. I just didn't know how. So I remember before I moved here, I just finished high school, and I remember praying. I was writing a song, which ended up being like one of my first releases here. But I remember praying and I was like, God, I want to do music. I want to use this gift you're giving me, but I don't know how. So like, do your thing, make it happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. A few months later, I'm in Canada. And then I met Rashawn, who's my friend's bass player now, and like one of my closest friends. And he heard me sing one time and he's like, yo, you can sing. Let's do something. So we started performing on campus. That's how it started. I think, and at this point, I think you could say it was still a hobby. Like I was still, the main focus was school. I was trying to make sure I finished. My parents were like, I don't care what you do, just get a degree. Give me a degree. Yes. Yeah. Even if you don't use it. Yeah, that's something my dad always said. Even if you don't use it, like, and my mom would always say, like, we just want you to have a backup. Like, even if you don't use it, I think they knew. So I think that's the sense I got. Like, they knew music was a huge thing.
Was
so just let me do it. Yeah. So even when I was pregnant in school, I was still doing music. And because, like, as an immigrant, you have to make sure your status is okay. And make sure. So I came as an international student, needed to figure all that out. It was 2 years into my Africa, I was like, okay, like, we're actually making money, we're saving, we're like, this is becoming a career. So like, so like I always tell people I've always had 2 to 3 jobs. My Africa was always a part-time job. Like, regardless of what I was doing, when I was a student volunteering, and I did a lot of volunteering in the community. And
you do have a
job.
heart for.
Yeah. Like, and I think the degree I ended up doing, so I ended up doing criminology. After that didn't work out. So I landed in criminology, and I think that made me even more interested in people and like why do people end up where they do, whether it is the life of crime or otherwise. Like how do we get there?
Criminology will do that.
Yeah. Empathy, right? Yeah. And I learned a lot about empathy, and I think I'm glad my life happened the way it did, because maybe if I did comp sci, I probably wouldn't have like paid attention to that side of my thinking.
and that would complement your singing style too.
Yeah.
You do influence, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you sing, people get emotional.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. Like I'm touching on the heartstrings. Like I'm showing how. Yeah.
I don't know if it's intentional, but it happens.
Honestly, most of them is not intentional. Like I'm grateful for the voice that God has given me. But I also think, and I'm noticing even as I'm getting older and writing more and like writing different kinds of things, that I've seen the growth. And I think there's something that God puts in the lyrics. I can't explain it, but sometimes the lyrics are like as such that we are talking about real things that will make you feel things. Right. And like even when I'm singing, I'm trying to get you to dance. Yeah, like it's relatable in that way. So I walked into music to really become a career. I think when my Africa became steady, like our second or third year, officially I became a full-time musician last year. So
you're full-time now.
Yeah. I'm full-time now, but like it took me a long time to be like, let's just put everything into music and see where it goes. But again,
it's a risk too.
It is a risk. So like I took up my time, worked in my field for a few years, and like tried to figure out a game plan. The game plan is still in the works. I think it changes every time because different opportunities come, and like just deciding what to say yes to, what to let go, all that stuff. Building relationships. Yeah. It's a journey.
Wow. It is a journey, but like every career, right? I think you doing what you want, what you really are passionate about, makes the journey a bit more bearable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just even though it's not going as fast as you'd like, you are still hopeful.
Yeah.
That we'll get that.
Yeah.
And looks like your hope is slowly coming to fruition.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because it's a struggle when you're first starting out. I'm like trying to see the light at the end of it. Yeah.
Any Nigerian inspiration, like Nigerian?
Oh,
higher thought?
Yeah, I didn't mention any. That's crazy. Asha is one of my biggest inspirations. She's the one that sang Jayla. Jayla was like big back home. Fire on the Mountain. I feel like if I played maybe Vidanke, there's just a lot of. I thought it's like another person that she's Yoruba, so like she puts a lot of Yoruba in her songs. So sometimes, like when I was younger specifically, I didn't really know the meaning of things, and like we didn't really have the internet at the time to be like, what does this mean? Like now you can just ask ChatGPT or like Google, like, what does this mean? So at one time I didn't know what she was saying, but I just knew there was something about this music that made me feel things. Yeah. So Asha is a big one. Omaomi started like later in my life. Like I was probably like already in secondary school. or end of like elementary when Omami went for idols. I kind of forget where these people started. But Omami like is another huge influence. Just like she's just free in her writing and she's real and like it doesn't matter what's going on, like what the industry design is supposed to be. Omami is just going to do
She's
her
not
thing.
in a box.
Yeah, and like that's
like
the
that.
thing I love about her. Timmy Dakolo, and Omami actually started in the same competition. So like I grew up like I remember listening to their music when they started putting stuff out and like just these are artists that are very niche and I think that really influences how I release music as well. Like I'm very niche in my yes, you can tell this is an R&B song, but like I feel like if you were to try and fit into one box, it probably wouldn't work because I like to play around with different kinds of music. And then there's just like other artists that I enjoy in general that are again very a lot of them started out as niche and then like Fireboy DML, he's like Afrobeats upside down. But like everyone at first I listening to him was like real writing. Like this is Afrobeats, but you can hear what they're saying. Like it makes sense. And like so like people that who's like their penmanship is just like very inspirational, very real. Johnny Drill is another artist that I remember when he first started and I was just like enamored immediately. And I got to open for him in Edmonton actually. So like that was amazing. Like and I don't know if he knows how much of an impact he has on like people like me who are like very niche and like trying to make our way in the world. Like that was like it was surreal. Like just to meet him and like he's exactly what I expected. Like, very nice, very kind, like very introverted as well. You can tell he's like like quiet. Yeah, it was amazing. And then my band opened for him in Toronto as well, and that was like. And like the crowd was just like they doubted us at first, and then obviously I put my mouth and we started, and it was like, oh, okay. And then when people hear Edmonton, there's just like getting a village or something. I don't know. There's like
Well, compared to Toronto.
yeah, I guess. No, but it was amazing. So those are just like some artists. There's a lot I can, but
Beautiful. When you sing, I think the two artists that come to mind for me that I sort of like categorize your style of singing with are Simi and Timmy. Is it Timmy or Timmy? The one that sang
There's Thames and Tenny.
Like they just have a mystique.
Yeah, like you hear it and you know that's Teddy. That's
and they tell stories.
Yeah,
that are just so beautiful.
Yeah. I love Sydney. I don't know why I didn't mention her, but like she's one of the people that I remember I was in high school when I first heard Sydney and I'm like, who is this? Like it's so distinct. Like you hear it and you can't mistake the voice. Yeah. I love artists like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like you said, she is one that doesn't seem to fit in the social construct of what music should do or look like.
Yeah.
She just has her natural. She has control over her
art. Her art and her personality comes through. Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I love. That's one thing I love. And it seems like that's something that you are working on owning yourself as well. And see it.
Oh, okay. That's great. Yes. I'm doing some things right.
You are doing. Like, you show up with such humility.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And I really like you're approachable, right? It's not like other artists that you say, think that's maybe we had a big we have a big artist back home who I saw once and I was a huge fan. And of course, when you see them, you are wanting to approach to say hi, and this guy just turned his back and was not even like bleach, and I was like, okay then. Pushing. I guess I would take you off that pedestal. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to learn a little bit about. You said you were doing it well, right?
Yes.
But what has been your creative process? Like, how that song start for you?
It happens in different ways. So I've heard a lot of artists say, "Oh, this song came to me in the shower." I think only one has actually come to me in the shower. Yeah, I'm trying to like every time I was starting my day. So it's called New Day. Go check it out. There's a music video and everything. Plug. A lot of the time, a melody comes first.
The melody.
Yes. So
You play an instrument?
I play guitar. Still learning. Don't ask us for some this. I'm learning. But it could be like just like I'm walking home or I'm driving. No, that I drive. I'm driving home, and like I just like some random melody just comes to my head. So I started getting better at recording it. Sometimes I forget about it 3 years after. Like I want to create something. I'm like, let's see what the hell here in the cafe. So a lot of my songs start like that, like just around the melody. Sometimes it's like I hear someone say something and I write it down, and just we could be having a conversation and something you say is very deep, and I'm just like, wait, hold on, let me just you just said something.
I need to capture
I just need to write it down. So some songs start like that. Some start with a story, like something that happened to me or someone I know, or that is happening in our world. Like I've heard a bunch of songs about the economy, just like how hard it is to live life today with the expenses of things, especially in Nigeria, and how like the economy is just going downhill for a few years now. So like it's at the end of the day, whatever I write, I like it to be real. It doesn't have to be like a real story that happened to me, but I like it to be, I like to be saying something important and something real, and like
You don't just
whether
saying
just cause, right? Whether it's a fun song where we're dancing or it's like a deep, like soulful song. Like my songs typically have a story. Most of them will start with a melody. Some will start with like actual lyrics. There are a few that I've gotten inspiration from, like a sermon in church. Some of the like, songs actually started like that. Where it's just like I hear a word or like a Bible verse, and I'm like, huh. Let's write that down. Yeah. Excuse me. And then as far as like how when those songs get finished, it's like it can take 1 week to 3 years. Like, and this is something that it's hard to explain to other people. I think most songwriters might get it. Sometimes you just need time to like finish a song. I remember when I first released my album, I went to like my archive because I wanted to start with songs I had written prior and just didn't do anything with. And there are a lot of songs on that album that I had to rewrite because I'm just like, what happens though? And this is the tricky thing. What happens when you sit with songs is, sometimes you outgrow them. You outgrow either the style or the lyrics, and you have to rework them, and that's okay. Like
I hear you.
Yeah, and it's okay because so a lot of those songs, like I have kind of grown in my artistry from those styles or like ways of writing, and I reworked a lot of them, and that's okay. And like it was. I actually enjoyed the process. The one thing I'm finding in my process is nothing is ever wasted. Even when you don't
I like that.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever wasted.
Even when you don't use a song or a lyric or a sound for what you thought you were going to use it for, keep it. Like you can go back to it after. It's okay to like change things. And that's another big thing. Like change is okay. It's something I struggled with when I was younger. I hated change. I still do sometimes. Just like I like things to be
a certain way.
Predictable. Yes. Because but then I realized it was the reason I enjoyed that is because I like to control things. Like I like to be in control of my life. And funny story, nothing I've ever planned had gone the way I wanted it from start to finish. Since I moved to Canada, it just has not.
That looks at you and says, "Hey,
you think you never stop?" Then let's tell you the real deal. Exactly. So, like, just learning how to do some of that control and be okay with things changing. That doesn't mean you don't plan. Like, I still plan, but just realizing ultimately, like, God is the one that will have the final say. And like, whatever you believe in, whether that is God or anything else, nature will take its course, and like life will happen the way it's supposed to happen. Just trusting that is a hard thing to do as a songwriter. as an artist, I think it's hard to
as a
like,
human.
as a human being too, yes. Like just trusting that everything will be okay and everything's happening the way it's supposed to happen. You are where you're supposed to be. Like,
Ooh.
heading into
Which is it?
Oh my gosh! I didn't even but all of this is like part of my process. So a lot of my songs that have seen the light of day, so there's some that happen very spontaneously. Like I'm at the green room at backstage at some show, and like someone plays. But like my bandmates are fond of just like tinkling on their instruments, and like the last EP I released, I remember all of those songs. Like it was mostly with Lashawn and Enoch. Two of them specifically, they were playing something. I'm like, let's record that. Like that sounds really beautiful. Let's record that, and it ended up being something months later. So that of my process is when the inspiration comes, because it doesn't always come. I have like
Days.
like I have sometimes months where I'm just unable to create anything. So when the inspiration comes, I capture it. Like even if it's just a voice recording, record it, look at it after. Because in those moments where I'm struggling to find something new, I'm struggling to be creative. Writers call it writer's block. Like this is creative block. Like I just can't. Like even sometimes when like I'm given a task, like we need to finish this song by Tuesday, and like I'm struggling to like come up with something. Those recordings really come in handy. So
So that's given me a different insight, perspective to the whole music industry in general.
Yeah.
Because most people, when you ask what they do for self-care or what they do for stress relief, how they use it.
Yeah.
But if you are the one creating it, and the same music is causing the stress on you.
Yeah.
Especially.
Take breaks. Okay, breaks. Like, whether it's songwriting, performing, work, like teaching, whatever it is, I've learned to take breaks. Because one thing I found is when I'm on the go and just going and go, I can go and go and go for weeks on 3 hours of sleep. Like, so I learned to take breaks. Even within the process of writing or whatever it is, make sure you have time to just relax and do nothing.
Like
Absolutely nothing. Not even TV, like sleep.
don't even respond to the message.
Yeah, like just take a break. Is one of the biggest things. How you take that break is up to you. There's certain very specific activities that I find refreshing. One of those is like I would have like rarely, but these days, but like back then I would often have like game nights or something with my friends and my family. Like my siblings and I are really close, so like just us, just like in the house, just chilling. We're in our comfort zone, just chilling. Yeah. Three of my siblings are here. One is back home, but yeah. So an activity that you really enjoy, that is refreshing. Because I'm an introvert, like unfortunately going out and meeting new people all the time is not my strongest.
No.
Unless I really have to. So like sometimes even at shows, people are like, where are you? Like you can't find them. Like, girl, I'm at home.
All the people are coming to you, up at you.
Yeah. So I have to learn to actually like, no, like you need to engage with people. Like it's okay. You'll be fine.
I'm here to see you.
We can be back to house and re-energize after, but you need to talk to people. So breaks is the biggest thing. Self-care like happens for me differently. Like I don't enjoy like going out necessarily, but I would often like go out and do something. Like I love bowling. I think I did, but I love bowling. So I go bowling. There's a time in my life, and I need to bring this back, but like I used to every Tuesday, because it was a Children's Day, I would go and see a movie. Yeah, I would go and see a movie by myself. Any movie. I love comedy. I love animation. So like, I just want to see a movie by myself. That is like an hour and a half where I'm forced to just sit down and be and not do anything else. I can't be on my phone either because you don't have people yet at least. It's like that's an example of like when I say an activity that you actually truly enjoy that can re-energize you, and then within the process of doing stuff, after you take a break.
I like that. And as you're saying that, I just hear a very strong sense of self as well. As I do this by myself.
Yeah.
How many people would tell you they go to the movies by themselves? Say, I didn't go because I didn't have anybody to go with. Right? So me hearing you say you went by yourself, kudos to you. Now, living in Nigeria, being an immigrant here in Canada and venturing into the music industry, what's the Canadian music scene like for you? Like how accepting or what are some of the challenges?
Yeah. So I left Nigeria really young. I had done maybe 1 or 2 projects in Nigeria. Maybe one actual real studio session before I left. So in a way, I didn't have like any personal experience of the Nigerian music industry to compare it to. But the kind of music I do is very niche in Nigeria. You don't have a lot of like fully R&B, R&B-esque artists. Like I do some Afro-jazz here and there. By the way, so like my experience of the industry was just mostly as a listener and as like a young child creator. Like I didn't do a lot of releasing music and working in the industry back home. So but moving here and doing it, I think my band, Lashanda and myself and Ari, created something that we wanted to see. We weren't really sure if it existed or not, but like we just wanted to create music by Africans for the world. Like really just showing people we're Africans, but these are all the many things that we're interested in and can do, right? So our music, because some people hear the word Melafrique and immediately assume either we are French or we're like, our music is deeply African.
Yeah, no, French definitely comes to mind.
Right, yeah. And the reason for that is because Ari speaks French, Enoch speaks French as well. So when 3 of us first started the band, myself, Lashana, and Ari, we wanted a name, and I was just like, Melafrique, because, African French, he speaks French, why not, like, add that in there? So it's really our identity. As far as the music itself, we do what we like. We create music that we know we can listen to and enjoy. How does that play out within the Canadian landscape? It's tough. But Alberta is very like folk country heavy. So within our niche, I tried my very best not to like try and compare the numbers or like focus on how do we switch it completely so we completely appease to like the Alberta, which is like really hard to do because as an artist you want to excel and you want to make sure you're growing and progressing and getting
the outcome.
And making newer fans and newer followers, and because that is unfortunately what it is today. Social media is like your resume and all of that stuff. So I have to say this: Edmonton has been very, very kind to us.
Thank you, Edmonton.
Yes. Edmonton has been very, very good to us, and I measure success differently. So, the amount of shows that I've been able to do within Edmonton and beyond, the tours I've gone on, like the audiences I performed for, like these days it's different every time. Like back in the day we were students, so like most of our audience was students, people who are also starting music, like just I've seen our fan base and my listeners and the band's listeners as well evolve as we are evolving, which for me is an indicator that something's happening, however small. So within the Canadian context, I think we have a lot of work to do, and it's just different when first of all when you're Black and African. I feel like we have sometimes it might feel like we have to legitimize ourselves a bit more, like why should we be listening to you type thing, in a world where pop music and folk music are the order of the day when you're doing something. So I'm finding, especially in the age of social media, we have to give people more reasons to listen to us. But and this is why wherever I go I say the Edmonton art scene is amazing. Like Edmonton audiences are one of those that they're going to be with you. Like once you're there, as long as you're there and you're good, like they will listen to you and they'll be there with you and pay attention.
Oh, thank you.
And we don't get that everywhere. Now that we've like been blessed and opportunity enough to travel around the country, we've had a lot of ground to cover. Canada is very big. There's so many places we haven't been to yet. But the few places we've been to, I think my feelings are the same. Like Edmonton audiences are really, really supportive.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So yeah.
Now I hear you say that, and I also hear you say your music is for the world.
Mm.
And thank you for like being specific and like the response of like the whole Canada piece. Now there are a lot of Nigerians in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And the Black community is fairly big in Edmonton. We always hear the let's support each other motto, like what's that been like for you?
That's such a good question. It's been good.
Okay.
I think as a people, as a community, like of Black people, there's so much more we have to do. There's a lot of work we have to do on the community side.
Oh,
yeah. But I think it is getting better. And like the reason I'm taking my time to think about this is because I'm thinking about when we first started. Until now, there is a strong sense of we know who likes the music, like we know who's there, and a lot of it is our people. So I think the Black community has been really good to Afrique, has been really good to Riwo. Riwo is kind of new, like the brand Riwo is new compared to Afrique. But I think the Black community has been really good to us. There are ways where I see room for growth, opportunity for growth, but that is actually mostly on our part in terms of like strengthening our ties with the community. I think we used to do that a lot back in the day, and like as life happens and as you know, as you grow up, you have more responsibilities and all of these things, life things. I think we have on our end we have a lot of work to do to return to those days of like strengthening those ties. As far as on the community side, there are times when I wonder if certain people or certain groups actually enjoy the music or if they're just there because you're Black. There's good times, but every now and then, because again, the kind of music we create is very all encompassing. So we're not doing like Afrobeats, even though I am Nigerian. Like we're not strictly doing Afrobeats or dance music. So you have a handful of people in our community who just don't care for that kind of music, and that's okay. Like that's fine. And I made my peace with that very early on, that not everyone is going to enjoy. As an artist, you have to make your peace with that. Not everyone's going to enjoy what you're creating, but the ones that get it, get it. And I think a lot of our fans, especially from the early days, and the ones that have stayed until now, it's not necessarily just about the music. There's this unexplainable heart that as a collective we bring to the stage that I think was really impactful and is really impactful in whatever audience we're in front of. So I'm very long-winded, but the short answer is yes, our community has been very supportive.
But it can be better.
It can be better. Yes.
I like that.
On both sides, both on the community side and on our side
as well.
As artists, yes.
And I really love that because I can relate to, like, when I started Dimdin Podcast, I relied heavily on the Sierra Leone community because they understand even the work we do, right, to support and to be at the forefront of, like, watching all the episodes.
Yeah.
Because I'm calculating the numbers in the community forum and I'm like, at least 300 people already watching that. But then you realize, okay, maybe I don't even get up to 50 people from the community who watch it. But I think as time goes on, I started to just make peace with that and actually started looking forward to external viewers.
Right.
I'm like, that's actually when you know that you are growing.
Yes.
You're stepping out of that comfort zone. And other people that don't know you and are not watching because they feel like we need to watch. She's gonna see us and ask us, have you watched it? Yeah. They are becoming interested in what we're doing. And that's beautiful. Yeah. Right.
And like I just wanted to add, it's also as a creator, like what value are you bringing to the community? Right. And I think that's the fans that we've had, our longest fans, they see the value. And that's why, like, I'm on my end, I'm like, there's a lot we need to do as artists to make sure we are creating that value and that value is not lost in whatever we're creating. And for you as well, like as a podcaster, like what value am I bringing to the people?
I like that.
That thinking about it that way,
Right.
you care less about like, is it my community or like who, like your scope of defining who are the people
Right.
broadens.
But
Because
then the people are not just the people you can see on
yeah, or the people you can see.
creating
Yeah,
a whole different subculture of people who can relate to that value. That
Yeah.
you.
exactly.
Oh, you're here to go deep to that. I am loving it.
Uh,
I have heard one of your collaborations with the
Still first, yeah.
Temporary back that I say. It was beautiful,
Thank you.
right? What are some of your memorable collaborations?
That one is definitely so. Like anytime I get to perform with Titi, it's just this. What I was saying about the heart of the art you're creating. Like Titi's one of those people that she opens her mouth and you're just there. Like you can see the heart in the writing. You can see,
Feel it.
you can
As
feel it.
well.
Yes, in the performance. So Titi's like one of my all-time, and she knows this. I hope she knows this. All-time favorite human beings.
If she didn't,
She-
no.
Like literally like one of my all-time favorite human beings to create with, to do life with, to know. Like it's just for sure. To the connection of that. You don't know her, go check her out. She's amazing. Martin Kerr is an artist that I also like genuinely enjoy collaborating with. I do mostly background vocals for him. He's I think he's originally British, but he's lived in Edmonton for God knows how long. He has a high channel with him, but
I'm gonna go look
Yeah.
now.
Yes, he's a folk artist, but like he's one of those people that writes and it's real and you can feel it and you can hear it and it's like he's singing as well. Like what he sounds like on the recording is how he sounds like in real life. Not a lot of people can do that. Like not a lot of singers can do that. But like however he sounds on the recording, I can guarantee 90%.
That's how it sounds.
That's how he sounds in real life. Like 98, in fact, 98%. Like it's just that was the first thing that fascinated me about him, even before I started working with him. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Obviously my band, Mira Freak, and my bandmates, LaShawn and Ari specifically, especially LaShawn, like I've been doing life with them since I moved here. So like any opportunity I get to work with them, whether that is within the band or outside, is just like it's like doing what I love with family. Like it's amazing. There's so many people I've collaborated with, so don't text me after this and mention your name. But like there's just a lot of amazing musicians that I have collaborated with in Edmonton and beyond that I am super, super grateful for. Oh, I have to mention Julie Black. Going on tour with her earlier this year, like opened my eyes to a lot of the discipline and the what's the word? Like care. The amount of care you have to have for your body, for your art. Like Julie Black really exemplified that, and her entire team, just getting to see how much work goes into creating a tour and like planning a tour, going on the tour. It's incredible. She's probably one of the most disciplined human beings I have met. That's a huge, like, in my spirit. I mean, I'm pretty young, so like, there's more. Yeah. Like, truly, like, memorable. Top 5 collaborating memories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That came easy for you.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. I love it. As I hear you talk, though, what came to mind for me were, does you have a relationship with this? You see, like,
Me? What?
the month's I've been asking, and she's like, responded. You're welcome, Mom.
Yeah, she's very happy. Do I? The answer is yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So we're working on it. So we're working on things. But yeah, that's a good answer.
Wherever you are. Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I won't ask anymore.
yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Now, coming away from the sneakingly fast. Why do podcasters do that?
Like, I'm gonna be spicy. I like it.
That's it. Okay, so coming away from that, so I want to leave a little bit of time for maybe some acapellas and stuff. But knowing how to sing is one thing, but when you go into the business side of it, knowing the numbers and how to generate the numbers, and someone with a heart like yours to volunteer, how are you learning the business side of things, and how's that going?
It's going pretty well.
Okay.
I've learned so much this year. So, fun fact, I just wrapped up. I mean, the program is still on, but I am in a program with, it's called First Up with RBC Music. And so in the program, you get to learn a lot of industry things. And so I learned a lot this year, even just down to like how much royalties should I be collecting? There's so many avenues that I didn't know, like all these streams of income that you're just leaving on the table. And you don't know, like when you're starting out, especially because you're doing it by yourself, like you don't know these things. So that's one thing, but also how do I generate income outside of performing? So for the longest time, performing was was where I made the most money. As I'm getting older and I'm wanting to like start a family and like be stable in life, like it's not reasonable to think I can perform every single night.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's hope. I
So I started to think about what are some ways that I can be generating income, and that's not just generating income, but like creating value in other ways other than like performing, recording music, and releasing music. Because in the age of streaming, which I have my qualms with streaming, I feel like streaming is a scam. But like, so what are some ways that I can be creating more value and creating more income? So one of my favorite collaborators as well, Garth Prince. He has a music academy. He has a music academy that I started working with, I think last year. So they do residencies, but they also run a choir, which I now work with them on that. I started vocal coaching, which I didn't think I could be a good teacher. I didn't think I could coach anybody, but like, I realized people just want to hear from you. Like they want to hear how you do things and what your experience is. So I did some homework, went and learned some things on my end. How do I, first of all, make it sustainable, but how do I make sure I am telling people the right things to do? How do you care for your voice? All of those things. Started doing that as well. I think I really underestimated the interest with that. There's like this year, I got to a point where I was burnt out. Like I was burnt out. I was working Sunday to Sunday. Still am, but so for next year, so those are the things I'm learning. How do I streamline things? How do I prioritize certain things? Exactly. And like in the music, there's a lot to learn when it comes to music business. So first of all, thinking of my brand as a business is something that I was running away from. I was shying away from for so many years because I'm not great. I'm not the best with accounting. I'm not I can save. That's all I know how to do. I know how to save. I know how to invest. But even within the investments, like now learning, there's so many avenues that I can be investing in. Yes. Or I did crypto for a while. Before COVID, I made some money from crypto. More than I thought I would at least. But then saving smartly is a whole other thing. And as a musician, sometimes, especially when you're starting out and doing everything yourself, when you come into some money, it's like, okay, I have to make this last. Finally. I have to make this last because I don't know. The next one is coming. Yeah, the next big one is coming. But learning, okay, this is how much I've gotten. What are all my expenses? Actually writing things down. Something I never really did because I'm Yeah, I know all the things in my head. Like I know, like actually writing things down. What are all the things?
With budgeting.
Budgeting. Yeah, it became a real
Practice.
thing for me,
Yeah.
especially when I went full time, because like I need to know how much I actually have in my account.
You're now self-employed.
Exactly. Like I'm the one generating my own income. The benefits are on me. If I don't have benefits, it's my fault. Like I have to create
And that's what
everything for myself.
With money.
Oh yes. Like it has to be. It has to be. So knowing the expenses and then knowing what are the actual like most profitable things I can be investing in. That's a whole other thing that I didn't know I would be this person, but like I am now because you have to be, right? So yeah, I'm learning a lot about music business, about even how to position myself in the industry. Social media is one of my biggest enemies, but it has to be my best friend now because like we are in a day and age where you need to sell yourself. You have to create that buzz for yourself, and then whoever you want to partner with, whether that is a label or like distribution, like whatever it is, whoever you want to partner with, they need to see that some buzz is being generated as an artist by yourself. So that's something I'm slowly working my way to, because that in a bit to like make sure I'm steady,
Right.
I need to remember that I'm also still an artist, and I need to be promoting myself as an artist as well. So it's like Riwo the musician or the music worker, but also Riwo the artist are like two different like aspects of the business that I'm now realizing we need to nurture both.
Right.
So
Yes.
next year I'm gonna try and change a lot of things, because I think a lot of my work this year was, let's just generate the income. Let's just create value, generate the income. And I started a bit of like, okay, let's post more online. Let's have a posting schedule. So like I have a content schedule that I haven't followed. Because I haven't been judicious with it. I haven't followed it like as well as I should. But
it's a tough one though.
Yeah, it is.
Social media is a tough
It
one.
is a very tough world. So like I think I've done great by realizing these are two aspects, two different things, and I need to figure out a balanced way to nurture both sides.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe as you go, you can add in more people to your team.
Yeah.
That will take up some of that,
for
so
sure.
that you just focus on creating your craft.
Yes,
Right?
for sure.
Now, I am so grateful that we're having this conversation now,
Mhm.
because I just know that in the near future, I'm going to see you performing in like a really big stage.
Oh wow.
And I would look back and say, I have her on the Dimdin Podcast. Okay? I may not know how to go and visit her right now, or she may not have any space for me to go back. I know that, lady.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, girl, you're going places. You're
Thank you.
definitely going places.
Thank you.
I have a lot of questions, but
Mhm.
we don't have all the time.
Right.
So we're going to try and wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, I think one thing that I love most about seeing you evolve into that musician that you want to be is because growing up, I loved music.
Mm-hmm.
I loved singing. There was that girl in like high school back home that my friends would go call and say, sing.
Right.
And I loved singing.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really gave music that time and
Mhm.
commitment that I should to like be familiar with it. So when I see people who do that, I just love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So that young girl out there in Nigeria here, that younger version of you, what can you say to them to help them keep that desire alive, even in a continent where the doctors, the lawyers, and all of the other careers are more prioritized
Right.
or respected?
Right. Oh, there's so many things I want to say. Not to
Please
point.
say it all. Please say it all.
The first thing I'd say is that small thing that you're doing, that whatever it is that you think you have, whether it is, oh, I think I write good songs, I think I have a good voice, don't lose sight of it. Like, don't forget about it. Because, again, this is coming from someone who grew up in Nigeria, who from like age 5, age 6, like I knew I wanted to be an engineer, and I knew this was what I was supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to school, get a degree, get a good job. Like that was so like one thing I think, and even to my younger self, I would say, don't stop singing, don't stop writing. You might think it's not doing anything, it's not going anywhere. In the age of social media, we all know posting your stuff is how you get noticed. It doesn't matter if you don't have an iPhone, if you don't have a good camera, post it. Don't worry too much about being perfect too quickly. Just don't lose sight of Instagram. Just start small. I feel like once you have it at back of your mind, you have your eyes on it, you nurture it. Someday, somehow, you will get to wherever you want to be. Where I wanted to be 5 years ago is not where I want to be today. Like it's going to keep changing.
Exactly.
Right. So
evolving.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only constant thing, change. So you're going to keep changing, you're going to keep evolving. But as long as you don't lose sight of what you think that gift is, don't give up on it and just keep going, just keep doing it. Like it sounds cliche, but it's real.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep
Doing it, however small it is. Yeah.
However small.
Yeah.
I love that. Anything growing in the oven?
I am working on some new music.
Okay.
I can't say when. Music is being recorded. Projects are being recorded. I hinted when I got my first album that there's a second and third one in the works. So the second one is finally, we're starting the process of the second album. So I'm very excited about that. I have shows coming up, and I will be posting a lot about that on my website, on my social media as well.
I need to go watch one of your shows.
Yeah.
Not happen tonight,
but yeah, there's one coming. I'll be in Edson in January next year. I'll be in Yardbird in March 8th. So just the main thing is more music coming, more performances coming. Just be on the lookouts. Follow me online. Riwo Egor everywhere.
Beautiful. Now, do you perform at wedding, concert?
Oh yeah.
Like community members set up like
book me? Oh yeah, for sure.
Beautiful.
I do everything, all the things. The easiest way to find me and book me for stuff, and you can also find more information about different services, is on my website. So riwoegor.com. There's a services page. You can book a consultation with me. My email is also on there. Feel free to email me. I do check my spam a lot, so I don't think that's too much of a problem. Okay. The only thing is if you DM me on social media, I try to post, but I don't. My DMs, the Lord is working on it. That's how to get to my DMs, but yeah. Email is the easiest. If you happen to have my phone number, that's great. Beautiful. I don't think I posted it anywhere. I don't know. But if you happen to have my phone number, text me or call me. The email for sure is the best way to reach me.
Beautiful. Now, I know I have bragged about your voice. And I have every right to do that because I've heard it. Now, these people who are watching, the viewers, some of them have not heard that voice.
Okay.
Maybe I get to get a little bit of a music.
Oh,
I'd love to do something with you before we end today's conversation. Yeah.
I should think something small.
Okay, okay. Teach me how to maybe in a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see how well we're on camera.
So I'm trying to decide, should I do one of my songs? Should I do a song that we both know? Let's do a song that I think we both know.
Okay.
Do you know If I Got You? The Shakis.
Girl, why are you taking me there?
No, you got it. I'm trying to
cover the backup one. That might also not be heard. It will not be heard at all.
Okay, I'm going to do a snippet of the chorus, and then I'm going to
I will tell you like this.
Yeah. You can, if you can harmonize, you can harmonize. If not, you can just sing the chorus, and we'll work it out. We'll work it out from there. Yeah.
So harmonizing, I live on too. Okay.
Let me sing half of the verse. Let me reach your shout. Some people live for fortune. Some people live for the fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah. Some think we just play the game. Wrong lyrics. That's right. Some people think that the physical things define what's within. I've been there before. That life's a boy so full of the superficial. Some people want it all, and I know when they get all, it ain't not you, baby. It ain't not you, baby. Some people want diamond ring, sound just whatever they, everything means nothing if I ain't got you.
Okay. Not to say all of the other episodes I recorded are not beautiful. The little girl in me is happy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. That's
Well,
amazing.
that's all you're gonna get. You wanna hear more? Check out her website. You can hire her to come perform at your events.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's even willing to travel out of the country if you can make it worth her
To
time.
make it happen.
Yeah, this has been amazing.
Thank
I
you.
really have enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for making time outside of your interview schedule.
Thank you.
And I look forward to viewers seeing this. And maybe one day we'll have her back when she is at and have this conversation with her again.
Thank
But
you.
until then, I remain your host, Becca, aka Serenadian from Sado, Sandy.